Welcome to the Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast with your hosts, Josh Kimmel, Dave Campbell, and Justin Bowerly.
Welcome to Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast. This is the last showdown of the year. We've been doing this every single Wednesday from week 1 to week 17, your championship week. So if you're in that championship game, make sure you stay tuned because we're going to talk about some players that are going to be key to you winning your championship and key to you losing if you don't listen to us. Well, I don't know about that. But before we go any further, let's get Justin here. Let me adjust my camera. Justin Bowerly, what's going on, my dude?
I mean, if you listen to us, you're going to win. So
I will say this, and I'm not going to discourage what you just said or what any other content creator says. If you listen to us, you may win.
You might.
But make your own judgment. Always, no matter what. Even before I was a content creator, even before anything, I would listen to other people, Matthew Berry, whoever it may be, and I go, I'm going to do this instead. But thank you for the stats and the analysis. I'm going to go with my gut. So please do that for yourself. Do not live and die by anyone's words.
The important thing that I find out of this show, and it goes for every start sit, every waiver show that we've done this season, is to see how other people evaluate who we're saying to start. Go through, okay, I've got these two people. These are the things that I should be looking at. Now I'm going to make my educated guess because that's what we do every week. We go through all the stats. We go through everything that we believe that is going to be a factor. And then we make our educated guess and who's going to be better. I have the records for the entire season. Like we've done fairly well. One of us is below 500. The other one's above 500. I can tell you who Sean's picked this week already, our social media guy. He has a 659 rating this year. So
social media manager, not just guy.
Social media manager. He's got a 65.9 win percentage this year. So that's pretty good. So yeah.
Me below. I'm below 500. That's fine.
You are. It's fine. But no, the important thing, you've been making strides at the end of the season to get above 500. You're not going to get there because there's only 4 more people to pick and you're 7 games under 500, or 7 picks. But it's fine. The important thing, like I said, is to see how we're evaluating. So you could go to your own lineups and say, these are the choices I need to make. These are the things I should be looking at before you actually make those decisions. And who knows, maybe you have some of these guys in your starting lineups this week.
Yeah, and you know what? If you've been here all season long and you know the ups and downs of fantasy and how one thing can go wrong and go, man, I missed my matchup by 0.2 because I picked this guy or that guy. Listen, at the end of the day, it's all for fun. It's for you're playing with your friends, hopefully, or family or colleagues or whoever it may be. If there is a little bit, this was perfectly said the other day by somebody else, personal. He goes, homie, I don't give an F about the $50. It's not about that. It's about the group. It's about the friendship. It's about what we grow. If you pay in $50 to your league every year, 100 or whatever, it's not about that. We spend that much money going to a brewery on a Friday night. It's not about the money. It's about the camaraderie, the friendships you grow. I met Justin online, podcasting. We talk every day now. A lot of people I meet through fantasy, a lot. And it brings people together. So I'm glad you're still here with us, even through week 17, even on the day after Christmas. So thank you so much for watching. Now let's get into the showdown.
Oh, God, I wasn't ready for that.
That's my version of getting him because I can't push the buttons. I got him. So let's start with our first showdown of the week. Sam Darnold going against Green Bay or Joe Burrow going against Denver. This one's on the surface, you'd be like, come on, bro. We're going with Macaulay Culkin. But if you actually dive into the numbers, you might want to pick someone else. So, Justin, I'm going to lead with you. I'll go next. I'll go first next, but I'm going to lead with you on this one because I'm still up in the air on where I want to go. That's a legit truth, brother.
Yeah, this one was tough because I told you earlier this week when we were playing in the show, I'm not going with my standard formula of who we're picking. Guys that are just outside the tier that could get you into the top 12 or outside the top 12. I told you we're going with starters this week because if you're in the championship, you likely have starters on the bench and in your starting lineup, obviously. And now it's time to make the decision of which starter am I starting this week to win me a championship. I mean, this is for all the marbles. And this week we've got 4th ranked Joe Burrow versus 7th ranked Sam Darnold in many formats. And if we're looking at QB numbers, Sam Darnold's been QB9 over the season. Joe Burrow's been QB3 this season. These are two very, very good quarterbacks that probably have been started all season long. But maybe you have one as a backup. Maybe you've been flip-flopping all season long. So yeah, now it's getting to the numbers. Who are they playing against? One's going up against Green Bay, who allows the second least amount of points to the quarterback position. One's going up against Denver, who allows the 4th least amount of points to the quarterback position. Fifth least amount of points. That's tough. Burrow's going up against Denver. Sam Darnold going up against Green Bay. They're going up against two tough defenses. If I had to pick, and the other thing is, one has Jamar Chase, one has Justin Jefferson. Like, this is not an easy matchup. This is a very similar matchup. Both going up against like defenses. Both have elite talent wide receiver. But Josh, who's been the most elite wide receiver of the season?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. You have to go Jamar Chase. They're one of these guys. Yeah, you're competing for your division. Yes. But if you lose, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you're still going to be in 5th, maybe 6th. You're still going to be in the playoffs. One of these is fighting to stay in the playoffs to keep their playoff hope alive because they're in the bubble looking in. If they lose, they're done. I'm going Joe Burrow. Season on the line. Going Joe Burrow. They have to beat Denver. If they lose this week, they are completely out of the playoffs. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
You're going with Joe Burrow for that reason. I don't blame you for that. This is, like I said, very difficult for anyone to, because if you have this, because you could legitimately have this because of the draft, because of people didn't believe in Sam Darnold and all that fun stuff. So this could be a real matchup for you. You rattled off all these information on, man, Denver's so good against the pass and yada, yada, yada. Well, let me tell you this, guys. Denver has given up the 2nd most passing yards in the past 3 weeks overall, points per game or yards per game basis. They've given up 299.7 yards per game in the air in the past 3 weeks. Only Buffalo has been worse. They've given up 348 in the past 3 weeks. But overall, you're right. Denver's only given up 219.8 yards in the air. So overall, yes, they've been awesome. They've been struggling as of late. Not sure why, not sure of the situation. I don't follow Denver that close. I don't know if their defensive players went down. I don't know if they went against elite quarterbacks. I don't know if they were being buffed up because they were playing Aiden O'Connell every week or they were playing bums every week. I don't know the situation. When they play tough matchups or tough quarterbacks, do they all of a sudden fold? Are they the Miami Dolphins of the AFC West? I personally don't know that. So I will say this. It's hard to go against Joe Burrow. He's a stud. He's on pace to have his best season ever. I think his best season ever was in 2022 when he had 2021 when he had 4,600 yards. And how many touchdowns? 34 touchdowns. He already broke his touchdown record. He has 39 on the season, which is his career high. He's on pace to get 2 more weeks of probably 45 touchdowns on the year. If he keeps his pace up, 44 touchdowns, it's pretty impressive. Yardage, he can get that as well. He's only 1 game away from that. So Joe Burrow's having you said it. When he had his orange hair or his yellow hair last, he freaking balled out. Well, he did it again. Sam Darnold, on the other hand, Mr. Consistent. The guy who's always going to be there. He's not going to kill you. He's not going to crush you at all. I got to make up
pick.
Huh?
He's a safety pick.
He's a safety pick. And I'm going to do this because I'm making up ground. I don't know if I can catch you. I know I can actually. But I'm going to go opposite. I'm going to go Mr. Sam Darnold. I'm going to go Sam Darnold for the only reason why, I'm not going to lie to you, because I want to catch up to you. And he's safe. He is completely safe. Where Denver, are they going to be Denver of Denver? Or are they going to be the Denver team that just gives up the booty to everybody? Because that's what they've been doing the past 3 weeks.
Here are the the last 5 QBs they've played against: Kirk Cousins, Aiden O'Connell, Jameis Winston, Anthony Richardson, Justin Herbert.
Denver?
Denver.
Wow.
Last 5 quarterbacks they played against.
Wow.
Now, for the season, they've played Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, Tampa, who everybody, okay. Aaron Rodgers early in the season, so bad. Aiden O'Connell, Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, whoever the Carolina quarterback was at that time. Might have been Bryce Young. It might have been
Dalton.
Andy Dalton. Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. They haven't played a ton of great talent, so maybe that's part of it. But you're right. I mean, they've been allowing a lot over the last 3 weeks. So, and considering Anthony Richardson is one of those, like that's pretty bad that they've allowed that much passing yards over the last 3 weeks. So,
yep, I'm sticking with
Joe
Sam
Burrow
Darnold,
for me. You're sticking with Sam Darnold. Okay.
I kind of want to make this a trend.
All right.
So I said I go first this time, so I have to guess which player you're gonna pick, so I can just pick the opposite.
I'm keeping my pick. I will not change. So
Keep your pick. That's totally fine. I'm just telling you, like, I have to now guess.
Guess who I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna pick, because guys, that's the show today. I'm just guessing who he's not picking, and I'm picking against him. So the Jets are playing Buffalo. That's Breece Hall. He's kind of been, I don't want to say average, but he's been average this year. We expected a huge breakout. He started off hot. He started off amazing, right? He started off with monster back-to-back games. I think week 1 and week 2, he was a running back.
In week 3.
And week 3, yeah, I guess running back 12
He's been off and on for most.
But he has not been a running back once since week 11. He's been barely a running back 2. Did I say wide receiver? He's been barely a running back 2 in the past 2 weeks against Jacksonville and Los Angeles. They're going against Buffalo. In Buffalo, we know that environment. We know it's going to be a high-scoring game, though. But we do know this. Aaron Rodgers, it's time to hang it up. That offense is kind of terrible. They've been a little bit better, a little bit better, not as much better. Jerome Ford is going against Miami, and I'm just literally analyzing who you're gonna pick. Like, this is so hard for me. So what I'm gonna do is I think that the Jets are gonna be down, and I think they're gonna need to utilize Breece Hall in the passing game, and I think they're gonna need to utilize Breece Hall overall to keep up with Buffalo. So I'm going to go Breece Hall, the super stud, the guy you all drafted in the first round, to take you to victory this week against the Buffalo, those losers up there in Buffalo, complete morons up there going through tables, idiots. I'm going to go with the New York Jets and the Breece Halls as my running back this week over Jerome Ford, Mr. Average against Miami. Now, how say you?
I completely respect that decision, because if you look at Breece Hall's season this year, anytime he gets more than 6 targets in the game, he scores 20 points. Last week, he got 6 targets, 5 reception. Okay, this is the outlier. He got 14 points last week against Los Angeles, the Rams. Week 11, when he scored 31, he had 7 targets, 7 receptions. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 1 in the air. Week 7, he had 9 targets. He had 26 points. Week 6 against Buffalo, he had 6 targets, 22 points. Week 2 and week 1, 8 targets, 6 targets, 24 points, 18 points. He scores his points in the air, receiving the ball. That is a very important factor. Like you said, Buffalo probably will be up. But Buffalo also doesn't have much to play for. They win this week, they probably lock in the number 2 spot, because I don't think the Ravens can catch them at this point. And I don't believe Houston won't catch them, period. So they get a win this week, they're done. But they could also win next week and be the number 2 seed. So, like, you're playing the Jets at home. Like, this isn't going to be like a tough matchup. The Jets are playing for, contracts next year. So I could see them getting the Bills getting ahead and the Jets having to play catch up. Now, if the Buffalo Bills are smart, they lock up Breece Hall, but then they also got to play against Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. That's tough. Jerome Ford has absolutely nothing to play for except for to be the starting running back of the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Cleveland Browns next year. That's all he's got. The Browns are, again, playing for contracts. Who knows who their quarterback's going to be? Is it going to be Dorian Thompson-Robinson this week again? Probably. Which means when Dorian Thompson-Robinson has been the starting quarterback, Jerome Ford has been great. Since Nick Chubb has been hurt, every time Nick Chubb has ever been hurt, Jerome Ford has been amazing. 18 points against Kansas City, 24 points against Cincinnati. Now he has to go to Miami. Come on. At home. Miami doesn't play in the snow. Miami doesn't play in the cold.
Wait, are they at home?
No, Cleveland's at home. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Cleveland. Yeah.
So this is going to be a fairly easy matchup. Now, looking at the rankings, yeah, Breece Hall goes up against the team that allows the third most points against the running back position, whereas Jerome Ford goes up against the team that has the 20th most. That's a little tough. But I'm still going to go with the matchups here. I'm going to go with Jerome Ford. You are right. I was going to pick Jerome Ford. This is a Jerome Ford, no matter what situation in Cleveland, just like the movie Draft Day. Jerome Ford, no matter what.
I've never seen Draft Day.
Oh, it's a good movie. Well, it's good just to get you like hyped up for the draft. I watch it every draft day, but it's like literally makes no logical sense at all. Period.
Makes sense. What's up, Raphael? Thanks for that like button, man. I appreciate you all season long. Mark C, I see your question, and we're about to get to it. Guys, if you're new to the broadcast, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button either on OUS FF Pod if you're watching over there. If you're watching on the Fins Talk Sports Network, go ahead and sub over there. Or do me a favor, do both. My birthday is in 3 days. That's all I want. That's all I want is for Christmas and birthday is likes and subscribes because it makes me feel better. It'd make me very happy. Anyway, thanks, Josh Wingate. I don't know what that means. It's fake as hell.
The movie.
Okay.
It's very fake. Yeah. No, he was right. It's right.
I've never seen it. Never will.
Seattle had the number 1 pick. Like in 2013, after they got Russell Wilson, they had the number 1 pick again. And they were going to draft a quarterback.
Do they have Russell Wilson in the movie?
No, because none of the players are real.
Well, it's a movie, so therefore you can do it.
I know, but it's just the fact that like Seattle, who had a really good season in 2012, all of a sudden had the number 1 pick in 2030.
All right, let's answer Mark's question.
Use fake.
Mark C's been waiting a little bit.
Hey guys, this is an 8-man league. Okay, so this is why. But do I drop Zach Charbonnet, DJ Moore, or Jordan Addison for Brian Thomas Jr. in a PPR? Is Kenneth Walker playing? I think I saw something about Kenneth Walker being out this week. Both got hurt last week, actually. Is ruled out for week 17. So I definitely would keep Zach Charbonnet. DJ Moore plays tonight. We do not like Thursday night matchups. That is tough. But it means this is must-start fantasy receiver. He's getting 8 to 10. Oh, he's been getting a lot of targets the last 4 weeks. Jordan Addison. This is not easy, and that's because it's an 8-man league.
Yeah.
So
you went because I mean, bro, I'm in a 10-team league, and it's like, who do I start? Who do I cut every single week? Because there's so many people say 10-team leagues are lame or 18. Dude, it's so much harder to make decisions. So valid questions. For me, I'm dropping DJ Moore because I'm not starting him tonight anyway.
Yeah.
If you wanted Brian Thomas Jr., that's fine. DJ Moore plays tonight. If you're not going to start him anyway, then go ahead. And guess what? That's totally fine because if you want Brian Thomas Jr. and you don't even plan on starting DJ, whoever you don't plan on starting, that's who I always go for. Addison's a secondary player over there in behind Justin Jefferson, which still he puts up numbers. It's totally fine. But if you want the alpha top dog for Jacksonville, I would take Brian Thomas Jr. over Addison, DJ Moore. If Zach Charbonnet is starting, I would keep him just so your opponent doesn't get him. But I would either DJ Moore because I'm not starting him tonight. I don't start Thursday night players. That's just a rule that I have. There's no other rules. There's no other stats for me. Thursday night games are usually a dull, boring, terrible game that we don't ever watch. But Justin's proven me wrong on that. So that's where I'm going to go. Justin actually left me alone, so I got to run the show now. So there's no more rules. We get to have fun. Everyone ask the funnest questions you could think of because Justin's gone. God damn it.
You thought you lost me. I heard everything you said.
Also, let's go. No, I'm a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. I don't know if back in the day, There's like the astrology.
Astrological signs. Yeah, I don't know any of them. I know what an Aquarius is. That's about it. I don't
back
know
in the
anything
day,
about any of
They
them.
changed it all. But I was apparently grandfathered in. I'm still a Capricorn. I don't know, but Capricorns unite. But I still love you, Saggies, as well, because I think my ex is a Sagittarius and she's a psycho. Full PPR, DJ Moore versus Seattle. I just spoke about how I'm not going to start him tonight. But McMillan versus Carolina or Devontae Smith versus Dallas.
McMillan.
I'm going McMillan. We've been talking about McMillan on this show for the past 3 weeks. He's way more heavily involved. He feels more comfortable in this offense in Tampa Bay. There was a time where Big Mike and Chris Godwin went down, and we were looking for an answer. It was kind of like what happened with, in Los Angeles a while ago when Keenan Allen, all those guys went down. You're looking for that Josh Palmer to step up, and they never do. Well, McMillan failed to do that. He did not step up. It was Kate Otten or nobody. But now McMillan has been stepping up into this role because Big Mike is back. McMillan wasn't available, I wouldn't say available. McMillan wasn't able to hold that wide receiver 1 position in Tampa, but he's a great secondary receiver because Mike is taking all that coverage. They know Mike wants to get that 1,000-yard record, which he's going to get it. So they're just double covering him. They're blanketing him, which leaves McMillan open. McMillan's a phenomenal. I would start him against Carolina. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Do you agree?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, McMillan's an obvious choice here. Let's see, guys, what's going on? Kyler Murray versus Los Angeles Rams or Bo Nix versus Cincinnati in the rain.
I want to say a bad word right now to Kyler Murray, but I'm not going to say a bad word because that happened to me on Tuesday because it was Festivus, or I was celebrating Festivus because I was airing out all my grievances. So if you want to go hear that, it was a fun time. But Kyler, so inconsistent, up and down. They're officially eliminated, correct?
Yes.
They're officially eliminated. I'm going Bo Nix in the rain versus Cincinnati because their defense is completely a joke. Bo Nix has been very good this year. And I always go, man, rain games. But every time you see rain games, it doesn't affect them anymore. Like the technology's there. I don't understand what happens. Like no one's affected by the rain anymore unless it's like a super crazy downpour. I've given up on weather games. Like if it rains, fuck it, bro.
I don't care anymore. I really don't care anymore.
They're still for
a stud's a stud. I have Bo Nix ranked 8th this week against Cincinnati, who allows the 5th most points to quarterbacks this year. So again, this is a game where Denver has to win to make the playoffs. Cincinnati has to win to stay in the hunt for the playoffs. This is a huge game because the loser likely could get knocked out of the fantasy playoffs going after post week 18. So this could be a lighted up game.
Could be a lighted up game. Before we move on to do we have any more questions? Yeah, we have a defense one.
Colts defense versus Giants or Chargers versus New England. Let's see. We have the Colts defense against insert whatever quarterback they're going to play, or the Chargers versus Drake May. That's your answer. So
here's what I do.
Defense, I'm going to go Colts defense.
Pick the team with the worst quarterback and play that defense against them because you want sacks, interceptions, fumbles. Drake May's a freaking baller, dude. So I would not go.
Yeah.
But Chargers are freaking ballers too. The defense is ballers too. I'm still going to go with the Colts versus either Drew Lock.
Colts defense.
Yep.
And this is the Colts hater speaking, by the way. So the one that trashes the Colts every week.
Who does that? Me.
Okay. That's me.
Okay.
Don't pick any of their fantasy players. Pick their defense. But this is a week that I think it is a huge plus matchup. The Colts have to win. They're going to have to show a lot of fight to get into the playoffs because they're still in the hunt. So, Colts against the Giants. Easy.
Yep. You just want to look at, like I said, turnovers, fumbles. That's the key to defenses and special teams if you still play that format. I do miss, you know what I will say? I have one league that plays defenses still out of my 29. I sometimes miss picking up the streaming defenses, and I sometimes miss raging to the one guy who starts the defense that gets 26 points on me because it happens once a year. I miss that as well. I really do. I miss raging out on that. Like it's man. The best is when it's a Monday Night Football game.
Like I'd rather play IDP over.
No, I would. My IDP is way over my freaking head. I'm in 2 IDP leagues and I can't stand it. I want to quit, but I like the people in the league, so I'm not quitting. Sucks. What was I going to say? Oh yeah,
Raphael, okay?
Go G. I don't care who wins that game. I just need to reset real quick. If you're watching for the first time, thank you so much. We're here every single Tuesday, usually Wednesdays, but it was Christmas, so we're here Thursday, and then Friday at noon every single week. But we are taking a hiatus as the season is coming to an end. Tomorrow will be the last show, regular show of the season. We will be having a post show, not a post show, I guess a show after the season for our awards. And we're going to do a cool concept with a panel. We're going to get points. It's kind of like mirrored off of the show called Around the Horn. Not sure if you heard of it. I haven't. I was informed that I was copying Around the Horn, but I'm like, bro, I had this idea in my head like 20 years ago. So we're definitely doing that for our award show. So that's going to be a fun deal. So make sure you turn on these notifications. We'll tweet it out, X it out, blue sky it out when we do go live for that award show. It's going to be a good time. And Dirtbag Dave will be on that show. If you've not seen Dirtbag Dave in your life, you're missing out. It's going to be a fun time. We might be rated MA for mature on that show. Other notes I want to get to. Super League is wrapping up. I only bring this up because I'm in the finals, I think. Am I in the finals?
You are in the finals.
I am in the finals.
You are in the top 6 of 84.
So Super League is a league we run with listeners, fantasy managers, fantasy analysts. We got some people from my fantasy league in the match in the league, right? Chris Allen is actually in my division.
My fantasy league, we've got people from fantasy footballers, football guys. We've got fantasy and frames. We've got a lot of people in that league. So
if you're interested in next year's Super League, the signups are now open, I believe. You can go to ousffpod.com and sign up for next year. It's a best ball league. It's all for charity. It's fun. Like I said, I'm in the finals, so good luck next year because I'm really good at fantasy. I don't know if you know that. But so please sign up if you can.
Is that the only championship you're in this year?
No. I'm in my guillotine championship, baby. Guillotine. So the hardest league.
2 out of like 30.
No. I'm also in this one called the Avengers. I'm in that one with the old social. Yeah. And I'm also in another one.
4.
I forgot what. Oh, it's called the Big League. And it's a 2 quarterback league, not a super flex. It's a 2 quarterback league. And we're in the finals in that one too. So 4.
Josh, you should join my new league that I'm going to start next year. We'll talk about it after we do talk about wide receivers.
I will not join any more leagues of yours unless you do reseeding in the playoffs. That's the only way I'll join your league.
Yeah, I will.
And you need to fix your league too.
We'll talk about it. I need a lot of people in this new league, but we'll talk about it here after the wide receiver position. Yeah.
All right, let's go. It's been a while since we've talked players, so let's get right into it. Malik Nabers versus your Indianapolis Colts, or Drake London versus the Washington football team. So I went first last time, so this is going to be easier for me to decipher who to pick. Who are you going with, Justin?
I did. You did go first last for the running. It's been so long since we talked about the running back position. It feels like, so Malik Nabers against the team that allows the 23rd most points to the wide receiver position, or Drake London against the team that lost 17th most. Drake London didn't have a great outing last week, right? With a new quarterback, Michael Penix. I'm doing some fact checking here. Drake London got 10.9 on 8 targets, so he was targeted quite a bit, just never found the end zone. I don't think the Falcons found the end zone last week, did they? Not in the air, at least. Malik Nabers has been, hot and cold all season, right? We've been talking about how hot and cold he has been. The last 4 weeks, he's been pretty decent. Only 1 touchdown, but he is getting double-digit targets every single week because who do they have to throw the ball to? Wan'Dale Robinson. Remember when Wan'Dale Robinson was the thing at the beginning of the season, like top 3 targets in the league? Not that way anymore. He's kind of fallen apart, although he's gotten also 32 targets over the last 3 weeks. That's absolutely insane. Drew Lock has liked Malik Nabers over the last couple of weeks. Tommy DeVito has not played a lot since week 12. Okay. So against the Colts defense, they're not the greatest. I know we just said to start him over the Giants. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Like I said, the Colts have to win this game, so they're going to try to be up, which means the Giants are going to have to keep up. I'm going to start Malik Nabers this week just because of opportunity to share here. He is the clear number one target in New York, no matter what. No matter how you look at it, running back, wide receiver, tight end, he is the number one target. Drake London still has Darnell Mooney. Ray McLeod is a thing. Kyle Pitts probably will never get the ball again from the rookie quarterback, from Michael Penix. I don't even know why we talk about Michael Penix anymore. I've been a Drake London guy all season. I've been saying start Drake London, but we're talking about wide receiver 9 versus wide receiver 10. And if I'm really thinking about it, I'm going to go with the guy who's getting the double-digit targets every single week now.
Yes.
The real boom player. You have a guy, you need big boom splashy plays in the championship. So that is who I'm going to go with. And after you pick, I have some breaking news for you.
All right. So this is hard because I have to make a case for Drake London, which is going to be almost impossible because across the board, Malik Nabers has been putting up better numbers since Malik Nabers has been back from his injury. Even though I've been trashing Malik Nabers since his comeback, since his return, he has been the wide receiver 23 since coming back from injury, averaging 16.1 points per game. He's got double-digit points in every single week he's come back in. That's great. He just hasn't given you those big numbers he gave you weeks 2, 3, and 4 when he was getting 16, 18, 21, 55, sometimes 100 targets in the game. I don't know. Drake London never had that. He never had that target share. But I will say this, Drake London is still 6th in targets overall. Drake London is still getting the ball at a rapid pace. I think Drake London is a very good wide receiver. He's 8th in receptions this year, 12th in receiving yards. He has 7 touchdowns on the year. This is a big breakout season for him. Last year, he didn't do this well at all. This is his best season overall. So there's no reason for me to go away from Drake London. They are playing Washington. This is going to be a competitive matchup. I believe both are still in the playoff hunt. The Falcons can still win the AFC, the NFC South. The Buccaneers did take that L, so therefore the Falcons are still alive. They can still win that division. This is going to be a game they're going to want to win. As far as the Giants go, they're the Giants. They're just waiting for Dayball to be fired. That fraud, the complete fraud, Adam Gase 2.0, biggest fraud to ever freaking exist. Oh, I can develop a quarterback named Josh Allen. Wait, Josh Allen's already good. I've never been inside the top 29 of offenses ever unless I had Josh Allen on my team and Stephon Diggs. How the hell do I know this? But NFL executives can't figure it out. This guy, Dayball, has been literally bottom 4 offensively his entire career until Stephon Diggs made it to Buffalo. And then that 2 years, when Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs had magic, Dayball got the credit. Same thing with Adam Gase and Peyton Manning, by the way. But that's a different story. Miami Dolphins fans, we know. We get it. God, what a disaster that was. Cannot wait for Dayball to get fired. I cannot wait to get a real coach in there, to have Malik Nabers be a superstar like he is. Get them a real quarterback. I know I'm going on about Malik Nabers and trying to stall for Drake London and find a way to start him. But that's what it is. I'm going Drake London because you picked Malik Nabers. I think it's going to be close. Since the return of Malik Nabers, which we trash, wide receiver 23 since coming back, London's worse. London's actually worse, and that sucks. So he's wide receiver 34 since week 11, only averaging 12.7 points per game. But again, he had Kirk Cousins throwing the ball. Kirk Cousins was total ass for the past 4 weeks. Penix is in there now. Kind of refresh that offense a little bit. Maybe not sure. I didn't know Penix was left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
That pisses me off. One of my dynasty teams, I have Tua and Penix, and I hate left-handed players. When I play Madden and I play with the Dolphins, I switch Tua to right-handed. I hate left-handers. I hate them so much. It's so weird. I can't do it. It's like when you're flying a plane and down is up and up and down. I can't do it, guys. I change those as well because I'm a simpleton. Drake London for me, only for the reasons because I need to catch up with this guy, and I do believe he's on par with Malik Nabers.
Yeah. So breaking news.
Here,
coming off of a state championship run as the head coach of the Miami Northwestern High School in Florida, Teddy Bridgewater is signing with the Detroit Lions.
Like as a coach?
No. He's coming out of retirement to be signed by the Detroit Lions.
Good for him. Honestly. Honestly, good for him.
I mean,
that's pretty cool.
It's curious why he's signing with the Detroit Lions. I don't
Would you
I don't
want
get it,
500?
but
What's the
it's
league minimum?
totally
What's the
fine.
league minimum? Would you want the league
That's
minimum?
fair. That's true. Actually, you're making quite a bit of money just to sign with the Lions. That begs the question. Of like the real question is why? Why is he now with the Detroit Lions? What's going on with that roster? I'm assuming they're probably gonna rest their players soon. And they must not trust who they have. Oh, Hendon Hooker. They have Hendon Hooker.
Yeah.
So maybe it's in preparation because Hendon Hooker and Teddy Bridgewater might play the same. I don't know. And Hendon Hooker doesn't really play like Jared Goff, so there's not a lot to like be there. And if they want to play Hendon Hooker, they're not going to want Jared Goff as QB2. So if something happens to Hendon in a game, maybe that's why Teddy Bridgewater is going to play. So, or come back out of the NFL as a safety option. So, couple of questions here. We got, if the Bills lose, will Andy Reid rest his top players week 18 and sweep the Bengals? Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter if the Bills lose or not. The Chiefs just locked up the number 1 seed by winning yesterday. So I think they will rest their week 18 players. And do they actually play the Bengals next week? They don't play the Bengals next week, do they? No, they don't play the Bengals next week. What are you talking about? Sweeping the Bengals?
Well, I'm confused by it too, but I will say
they
this.
play Denver. Oh, I see. Because if they lose to the Broncos, then the Bengals miss the playoffs. That's why.
I think they bench him. Haven't they benched Mahomes in the past in the final game whenever they have clinched it up? I feel like they have and played.
I think they sit all their players next week. I really do. Tua or Caleb Williams this week. I'm starting the Seahawks defense if that changes anything.
Oh man, that's so difficult. That is difficult because Caleb's playing tonight, Thursday Night Football. Super C and B challengers. I'll be totally transparent. I don't play Thursday night players. I don't play them. I try not to watch Thursday night games. They're dull. They're Tua. I'm gonna go Tua.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tua also. Regardless of Caleb Williams is playing tonight.
Why regardless? Why regardless? Tua's been bad for the past 2 weeks. Really bad.
That's fair. He's at the Browns though.
Yeah, he does have the Browns. But they're in Cleveland. And Tua's thing is he can't play. We all saw that playoff game against Kansas City, right? Tua looked like he was an ice cube. He looked like he couldn't even move.
You know what?
Dolphins are replacing.
I'm gonna go Tua just because if you have the Seahawks defense, you don't want because you want Caleb Williams to do good, but then also you want turnovers. So it's like you're fighting yourself there. It's like playing Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. You can't do both because you're just stealing targets from each other. Okay, ESPN post article about head coach position available. Mike McDaniel on the hot seat. I would assume he is on the hot seat. Yeah,
been saying that since Vapegate. Literally since Vapegate.
Non-PPR, start 1 running back and 1 flex. Ford, Spears, Pollard, Rashad White, Garendo, Jaden Reed, or Smitty.
Pollard needs some yards for. They got me last year. It got me.
He did get 1,000 last week.
Oh, so he did get his incentive.
Yeah, off of like 39. Yeah, he didn't need many to get to 1,000.
Okay, so we're gonna go Ford, because we already spoke about Ford earlier. We spoke about Ford earlier, and man, this one's. I'm gonna go Rashad White. I saw because I only needed 1 point from Bucky Irvin going into the fourth quarter, and they're like, "Nah, we're gonna use Rashad White, bro." So I'm gonna use Rashad White because he's still an annoying player that will not go away.
I don't know if you're looking at non-PPR on Rashad White, he got you 1 point.
Oh, it's non-PPR.
Non-PPR.
Oh, are you in the 1980s still? That's awesome. For real, I'm not even like I would love to play in a non-PPR.
That is interesting.
That'd be super fun.
I would lean towards Spears and that over Pollard. He got the majority of the workload and 2 touchdowns last week, but it was against the Colts defense. They're going to go up against Jacksonville, which is just as bad. I would lean Spears over Pollard if I'm going a Tennessee Titan running back, or Spears over Pollard. Period. Spears over Rashad White, most likely. Garendo, I'm still very hesitant about this week. Jaden Reed, I can never trust at this point. Any Green Bay wide
Yeah,
receiver.
we don't like Green Bay wide receivers.
I'm going Ford and Spears here.
Ford and Spears for me too, non-PPR. Sorry, I misread that question. Sorry about that, sir.
Is James Conner going to be available playing this week, or should I start Zach Charbonnet? Talk about this. I'm going to look up James Conner.
If James Conner plays this week, of course you start him. The guy's been a monster, but I don't know if he's going to play. It's better safe than sorry. You got to just keep on watching the reports and seeing practice. And God, James Conner's been he would have been a league winner if he didn't go down. He legitimately was. Like he was probably the best running back in the league for the past 3 weeks or so. So if James Conner plays, you play him.
Limited Tuesday and Wednesday this week. We have not heard about him today, but they haven't started practicing. It's only like 10 a.m. there. He has an 83% chance to play according to Fantasy Pros, which leads me to think he will be playing now.
Since week 13, he's running back 1 in PPR.
Oh yeah, no. If he plays, you start him. He has a Saturday game. Charbonnet plays tonight. That's why you're asking.
I know. That's why he's asking. See, it's tough, man, because you can't hold off and go, you need a backup plan. So, and then Michael Carter, he's the backup there. We saw what he did when he's filled in. Nada, zip. So you can't really go grab Michael Carter and go, okay, well, if he sits and it's the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. James Conner is on a different level than Michael Carter or DeMarcado, which
there's a 90% chance 35% chance for precipitation tonight in Chicago, which leads me to believe it's going to be a cold and rainy, wet game. No Kenneth Walker tonight means Zach Charbonnet is the lead back. I'm a little concerned about his injury last week because he also did go down with an injury. But with the concerns about James Conner, whether he's going to play or not,
start Charbonnet.
I would start Zach Charbonnet. He has a greater than 99% chance to play tonight, so he is a full go this week. I would go Charbonnet. I hate
Thursday. And I hate
James
Thursday
Conner. Yeah. But Thursday night games, it could be a lot of running.
Yep.
So
could be. And it's the Seahawks. Yeah, Charbonnet for me, just because of what we said. It's Thursday night game. You don't have to wait. And if James Conner does play, though, you'll be kicking yourself. But you made the right educated decision, and you have to play probabilities.
Yeah. Let's go to the tight end position before we answer the rest of the questions.
Oh, let's knock this one out.
Nope.
It's easy.
Nope.
It's easy.
Which one?
Jonathan. Start 3.
Terry, Ladd, Jennings, Keenan, Ridley. Start 2 PPR. 3 PPR. 3. Terry, Ladd.
Terry's a lock. Ladd's a lock. And to me, God, Keenan Allen was so good.
Thursday night. I hate that I'm starting Keenan on a Thursday night, but dude has 20 and 29 points over the last 2 weeks against Minnesota and Detroit.
Yep. Terry, Ladd, Keenan. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah. All right. Now, before we get back to Mark and Josh, we're gonna hit tight ends and then we'll answer some questions.
Chig, Okonkwo, or Sam. And then just make a short one where you should drop Laporta. Why is he on this list? What are we doing here? I will say this, and I'll keep it short and sweet. If you still have Laporta in your starting lineup and made the finals, F you, man. Because I've been having McBride, and I have Bowers, and I have super studs, and I got beat by Jonathan Taylor and bums. What the hell's going on? If you made it to your championship week with Laporta, you must have been blessed by God himself. You must have had all the lucky rabbit feet in the world. You remember those? Are you too young for rabbit feet?
No, I know what those are. Last 4 weeks, Laporta's been 15.6, 10.4, 18.1, 14.3.
I know.
He's been doing well. He's been getting double digits in the late of the season. He's getting his targets finally. That's the thing. He's finally getting targets.
I know. It went from a 13% target share about 4 or 5 weeks ago to now he's up to 16%. Guys, watch out. Laporta's getting hot.
This is also Montgomery's is out. Which means Gibbs has to run the ball, not do both. There's one less pass catcher back there, which means Sam Laporta has to get his targets now. So, I think he's still mostly touchdown dependent, except for against Buffalo. Apparently, 18 points with no touchdowns. That's like the first time in his career he's ever done that. But man, this is a Monday Night Football game for Detroit. This is your last hope with Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta could win you or lose you a fantasy championship on Monday Night Football. And I know a lot of people are like, man, I love to have that Monday Night Football player, just that last hope. But guys, come on. Chig is playing Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who allowed the 8th most points to the tight end position, whereas San Francisco allows the third least. This is easy. Start Chig. Chig is a baller, man. He has been killing it. And in fact, I always go back to last year and how at the end of the season, David Njoku was my guy. Chig is this year's David Njoku.
Stop it.
Chig is this year's David Njoku.
Njoku is literally okay. I had to look this up. In the past 3 weeks, I'll just run down the top until I get the Chig. I'll go for the last 3 weeks. I'll go down the list until I get to Chig in PPR formats. Jonnu Smith is the tight end one since week 13. Then it's Brock Bowers. Then it's Sam Laporta. Then it's Trey McBride. Then it's David Njoku, who is this year's David Njoku. Then it's George Kittle. Then it's Pat Freiermuth. Then it's Mark Andrews.
But down the stretch, last 4 weeks, David Njoku is tight end one.
Now we get Chig.
I was saying last year, David Njoku was going to win you a league.
Chig ain't doing the same thing as Njoku did last year. Chig has only had 2 good weeks in the past 4. So
fine.
I ain't
playoffs.
putting my.
That's all that matters. The playoffs.
I'm not putting my league on the line on a Chig Okonkwo. I'm not.
So you're gonna go get Sam Laporta off of waivers and start him?
No, because he's probably already picked up in everyone's league because he's been the tight end 3 since week 3. And all those angry things I just said about Laporta about 5 minutes ago, it's because I drafted this guy everywhere in like the 2nd, 3rd round, and I dropped him immediately because I just knew I read the writing on the wall, and I'm a person that just gives up on players fast. I really do, because I'm not a guy who's gonna hold around and hope it happens, because odds are they don't turn it around. He really didn't turn it around until week 13, until David Montgomery went down, and even then he's been semi-average, like no 20-point games, no spectaculars, no explosions. You need the touchdowns, but he's getting them now. And you made a good point. Montgomery's out. That's one less person you have to worry about. What did we say all season? They got J-Mo, they got Montgomery, they got Gibbs, they got Amon-Ra, they got all these different players, and there's only one ball to get them around. Well, one person just left. You might go, that's just one person, but that's a huge person. That's their biggest touchdown. That's their biggest productive player on their offense. Whether you like it or not, Gibbs is the backup running back. Whether you like it or not, Montgomery is their lead back. He's their guy. I don't care what anyone says. Sure, the numbers say this, sure that. But when it comes down to it, when they need to score 6, it's usually him. And that's what you want. In football, you score 6. You don't care about the yardage. Just score 6 on every drive. Or 7 if you make the PAT. But anyway, regardless, I'm going to go Laporta just because you nailed it. How much fun is it to win your league in prime time on Monday night? That's why I'm doing it. That's the main reason why I was always going to do it. I'm always going to do it. Primetime games, not Thursday. Primetime games, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football is so much more fun to watch your team win when that happens. So Sam Laporta for me, just because he's just a better player than Chig. You drafted Laporta in the 2nd, 3rd round. Time for him to pay off what you did. You invested in him all season long. You held him. I hope you didn't start him all season, because if you did, you wouldn't be here. You would not be in the finals if you did. But if you're starting him now and you held on to him for so long, don't pivot. Trust what you did back in August. Trust the process. He is an elite player. Chig, trash. Get him out of here.
No, Jacksonville.
Scram.
Jacksonville.
You know, what did he do against Jacksonville last time he played? I'd be interested.
I don't know. I closed those numbers already.
I can tell you because I have it right here.
What do you
do?
do?
Me to tell you? Oh, okay.
Was that when he was finally doing good, or is that when he was still trash?
Week 14, so it was like in your little window of.
Oh, that's fair.
Winners.
That's fair.
4 targets,
we talked about
we talked about it
on Tuesday. Yeah.
Just a massive game of 8 yards. Massive. Watch out, guys. Chig's on the field. Watch out, guys.
Who's the starting quarterback week 14?
Watch out, guys. Chig's about to score a touchdown, guys. 8 yards.
Who was the starting quarterback again for the Titans that week?
Sam Laporta, baby. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm going to say.
Will Levis was the quarterback then. So since Mason Rudolph has been the quarterback for the Titans, Chig does really well in those games. So
just a reminder, guys, I am below 500 in this little exercise we've been doing all season. I'm being listen, I'm the honest one of the show. I'll tell you when I get it wrong. And I'm 7 people below 500. That's totally fine. Totally fine.
It's
okay.
fine. It's fine. You're gonna make it up this week. I'm gonna lose 4 games. You're gonna win 4 games. You'll still be under 500. I'll still be over 500.
We got about
So
8 more minutes.
Tomorrow we have an Ask Us Anything. Come here. We have no format. We might talk about like players and rankings, but literally, if you have any questions about fantasy football to win you a championship, come tomorrow with all the questions. Or ask us right now.
Or questions for next year. What fun formats do you guys want to introduce to your league, or do you have any?
Literally, ask us anything.
Yeah. So that's tomorrow.
What's Josh's favorite video game? What's my favorite video game? I'll answer that. It's fine.
I'll answer that. Someone asked that question right now. Someone in the chat asked, "What is your favorite video game, Josh?" And I'll answer that as soon as I answer everything else.
We got questions. So first up, start 3. Debo, Nabers, Lamb, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen. Thanks, boys.
Nabers, Lamb, Devontae.
Nabers, Lamb, Devontae. Yeah, I agree. Keenan Allen, we did say start for Jonathan. Plays Thursday night. Don't like Debo. Nabers, Lamb, and Devontae are the clear options here. Would you then start James Conner at flex? This is in reference to this question. Yes, I think I would start James Conner, assuming he plays. If he doesn't, obviously take him out.
But down here, he's got over Brian
Thomas Jr.
or Jordan Addison. Because he asked that question earlier.
More. There we go. Let's say James Conner is active. Would I start him over Brian Thomas Jr.,
Yes.
DJ Moore, or Jordan Addison at flex?
Yes. You know why? He's a running back 1 since the playoffs started. He's been on fire. He's a man on a mission. Yes, James Conner is your league winner this year if he plays. Yes. Yes to that. Is Alvin Kamara playing this week?
No. 36% chance to play. He is questionable with a groin injury still. I'm going to assume he is not going to play. He has no reason to play.
Yeah, he has no reason to play. I'm assuming he's not playing either.
Do I start Keenan Allen or Garrett Wilson? I'm leaning Allen. Allen plays Seattle and Wilson plays Buffalo. Garrett Wilson was originally on this show today, but I had to make some changes.
Yeah, I'm fine with Keenan Allen. He's been on fire.
I'm going Keenan Allen. Yeah. Devontae Adams has finally come alive. Reichard or McLaughlin? Kicker. The Minnesota kicker, or is that the Buccaneers kicker? McLaughlin used to be on the Buccaneers kicker.
Flip a coin, man. Like, I'm not even joking.
McLaughlin is ranked as kicker number 1 this week.
Yeah, McLaughlin. And just flip a coin, to be honestly. Gosh, man, I play in Scott Fishbowl where there's kickers, and I just pick. I don't ever look at it. I'm sorry. I just don't look at kickers.
Right. Who do you think goes number 1 overall next year, Barkley or Jenna/Chase? Based off of hype, I think it's going to be Chase, then Barkley. I'm not saying that's...
These are the questions we need tomorrow, but I'll answer it right now.
I think it's going to be Chase next year. It's always the hype. Who did the best last year? It's always Justin Jefferson. It was Saquon. It was CMC. Like, it's always, okay, who was great? Then it's going to be there. Now, I will tell you, if Jamar Chase is on the Madden cover next year, do not draft him. Just don't draft him, period. I don't care.
Can I go in other?
Sure.
What about Lamar?
Lamar? Maybe Josh Allen again?
I'm just saying,
they don't usually double up the Madden covers, so...
No, I'm just saying in overall picks. I was talking. Yeah, I was talking to a buddy about this. I have been. If you know me, which none of you do, I have been the biggest. Like, you don't draft a quarterback until the very last pick, no matter who it is. That's how I got Dak Prescott as a rookie. That's how I got. I literally always draft him the very last pick. Don't care who they are. Do not care. The past 2 years, I've been taking Josh Allen in the second round. And I do not regret it. No regrets. Because I've noticed a trend, and you probably noticed this too, is because you play in a lot of leagues. Quarterbacks get you to the playoffs. This whole thing of like, they don't matter, they're all the same. Bull spit, man. Bull spit. When you have a Lamar or a Josh Allen or a Joe Burrow, Look at all your playoff teams. Guarantee you they're hurts. Guarantee you they're all in the playoffs. So what about Lamar?
I will tell you, in one Dynasty Superflex I'm in, I have a stacked lineup this week. Absolutely stacked, including James Cook, Jerome Ford, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Travis Kelce, who scored 32 points last night, CeeDee Lamb, Jonnu Smith. You want to know who my quarterbacks are? Because I'm projected to lose right now. Geno Smith and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
I don't love it. Yeah. And because of that, I'm projected to lose. So it's quarterbacks do get you there. Quarterbacks get you championships, and especially running quarterbacks. Best defense to pick up this week, or do I stick with the Vikings defense? The Vikings defense, I think, is 2 this year, which is crazy because they are not great. But the actual defense,
see if Baltimore's still available. Just kidding. I kid. I'm joking. 2 points. I didn't watch 1 second of that game because where I was at, we don't the old people. Shocking, the grandma and grandpa. Shocking, they don't have Netflix. What a freaking I don't know the ratings. I don't know the success that Netflix had, but what a freaking
I will tell you,
dude.
We were watching the Chiefs Steelers game, and one of us pulled up ESPN or Sleeper to see what the scores were, and the Steelers had the ball, and on ESPN it showed the Chiefs already scoring a touchdown. They were 4 minutes behind.
Dude,
that's
I hate this.
Bad in live
old.
sports.
Streaming sucks. Streaming sucks. Streaming sports sucks. It always has. It always will. It sucks. I'm over
MVP.
it. Yes, I'm almost 40. Yes.
Lamar, Saquon, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. Not Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar.
I'm going to go with Lamar now. I could fight for Josh Allen. If you talked to me 3 weeks ago, it was Saquon Barkley, no matter what. But I know running backs don't win the award. If Saquon would have kept on his projection to having 3,000 yards this season, yeah, sure. But it's going to be Lamar. Drafted CMC this year. If I get the first pick, I'm going opposite. Who is the most favored for first overall?
Probably going to be Chase. Chase is probably going to be
Chase is probably going to be the number 1 pick next year. Made it to the semifinals with Baker and Sam Darnold and Superflex. Unfortunately, went against Goff. Sorry, Daniels and Atlanta. The defense that sucks. Yeah, so I assume you lost. Last one, Drake. Drake London or Malik Nabers in PPR this week. Have Nico in both of my leagues, which I'm in the ship. Stroud is a damn terrorist.
Whoa!
Okay, hold on. Let me go back to this IP14. We talked about Malik Nabers and Drake London already. That was our matchup today. So just rewind a little bit. If you want the short notes, I picked Malik Nabers because I'm better at this game than Josh. Josh picked Drake London. Malik Nabers is going up against Indy. He is the only target. He's been getting double-digit targets for the last several weeks. He's only had 1 game that's not been double-digit points this year. Drake London has a rookie QB and a lot more guys like Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, if he can ever catch a ball again, but he's still going to take targets away. He's got Darnell Mooney, Ray McLeod. There's a lot of targets in Atlanta. They're fighting for a playoff, so they're going to spread the ball. I'm going Malik Nabers, who's the only target in New York.
CJ Stroud is the biggest disappointment in fantasy this year. When we do our award show, I promise you, he's the biggest disappointment, man. Yeah, I'm with him, man. That's why I'm laughing because he's the worst. He is. I had a keeper league where I had the 1 pick. I picked CMC, and my keeper was CJ Stroud. How do you think my season went? How do you think my season went? No, I'm lying. I finished last place. Fucking trash.
IP14, Malik Nabers has a 74% chance to play this week. Yeah, he did not practice today with a toe injury. I'm going to still assume that he plays this week. Kyle Pitts is more disappointed than CJ Stroud.
No, we already knew.
No.
That's hey, Raphael, I love you, but I say this about all the time when I do my wrestling podcast, which we do on the Finstock Sports Network on Thursday night, which is tonight. I'll be live talking wrestling, and Saturday night, No Holds Bars with Bobby the Boss, right? I will say this. Every time there's a PLE, which if you don't watch wrestling, the pay-per-view, and The Rock didn't show up 2 pay-per-views in a row, and we all gave it a bad rating because we expected something big to happen, that's on us. We expected The Rock to show up. We expected expectations. Raphael, that's on you for expecting Kyle Pitts to be good because he's given us so much evidence that he's not good. So that's on you. I still love you. I really do. CJ Stroud was supposed to be a baller.
Can we stop drafting Kyle Pitts in the top 10 rounds?
I mean, this has to be the end of it. Unless people talk you into, well, Penix is going to do this and that.
The sad thing is Kyle Pitts still is still tight end 16. Like,
he's a disappointment, but we knew this disappointment. It's like,
yeah,
I knew this was going to happen. We all, but I understand.
We all knew this with Kirk. Kirk doesn't use the tight ends. Like, it's.
I did notate that. Man, what about the TJ Hockenson? I said, TJ Hawkinson's the only person he ever. If you go back earlier, I told you he doesn't target his tight ends. The only person he ever did, TJ Hockenson. Hockenson was his most targeted tight end ever, and he played freaking quarterback for like a million years. That should tell you something. He does not target the tight end position at all. Penix, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
I'm just saying, when Penix was in Washington, there's 3 wide receivers that made the NFL. How many tight ends made the NFL from Washington?
I mean, the tight ends are hard to come out of the league. There's only 32. People say there's only 32 quarterbacks like jobs. Technically, for fantasy, there's only 32 tight end jobs, so it's harder to fill. I'm not saying I'm not giving excuses, but tight ends are hard to come by, as you see by the rankings.
Unless you're the Patriots, who have Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper.
Oh, come on. Yeah, Austin Hooper. Unless you're the Miami Dolphins, you have Jonnu Smith. Oh, wait, they don't have anyone else. Yeah, nobody else.
Noah Gray and Travis Kelce.
Oh, yeah, that works out pretty well. But, guys, we're going to get on out of here. Tomorrow, we are going to open the show up to AMI. Ask us anything. Tell a friend. We'll literally, if you want to know our favorite video game, like we said, what we got for Christmas. Hell.
What we think of next year's fantasy Look out. Who you need to start this week.
Yeah, anything. So we'll be back literally for an hour from noon to 1. Open show. We might have a guest. We might not. Not sure. You said you're working on a guest. Were you lying to me?
No, I'm waiting to hear back from. Well, he said yes, assuming he's available tomorrow.
So we have a guest tomorrow. Maybe, possibly. But until then, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace out. I'll see you tonight if you're watching wrestling. Guys, if you like wrestling, Real Talk Wrestling tonight, Finstock Sports Network. Peace.
Gotta find the things.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. Follow on X and Instagram at OUSFFPOD. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.